Welcome to the Reese Report. I'm the mouth of the North, Andrew Reese, and we are back for week 16 of the NFL season. We are 3 weeks away from the end. I have the entire crew back as I'm joined by Jose Carlos Gomes, Tony Barbosa, who's a little shaky today. He might be a little drunk, so just, bear with him. He's a little worried about his Colts. He's had too much to drink.
Don't
And
worry.
by the guy who tried to jinx his team positively and jinxed him negatively in Gilbay Santos. How y'all doing today, boys?
No, good.
Now, last week, Barbosa and Gil had 13 wins. Jose and myself had 11, so they gained 2 games on both of us. That leaves the records at Jose at 144 and 80, Barbosa at 139 and 85, Gil at 137 and 87, and myself at 136 and 88. It's a 5-game lead for Jose with 3 weeks left in the season and playoffs still to go. So we have a hell of a race. We also have Jose attempting to knock me out of the fantasy playoffs for the second straight year. We'll see how that goes. I'll talk with him about that later. So last week, the 49ers took care of business. They beat up Arizona. Barbosa got the predicted beatdown of the Steelers because the Steelers can't score. And Gil, your team allowed the first ever quarterback in history to have a perfect passer rating at Lambeau Field. That's how bad your defense is. So with the Packers pretty much out of it at 6 and 8. With the now 2 teams battling for that spot. Barbosa's Colts are still alive. They could win the division, which is amazing because Jacksonville's completely fallen apart. And our 49ers are looking for the 1 seed after watching both Dallas and Philadelphia lose. We effectively now have a 2-game lead in the division. Heading into that big game against Gil's MVP and Super Bowl pick, the Baltimore Ravens. But we'll get to that game shortly. Let's start off with the Thursday nighter. The New Orleans Saints go to LA to take on the Rams. The Rams managed to hold on last week after taking an early lead against Sam Howell and the Washington Commanders. New Orleans took care of business at home against Tommy DeVito. Barbosa, you're Tony this week, as Tommy's 15 minutes are almost up. Tough game, playoff implications. The winner of this game likely goes to the playoffs. The loser does not. It also has huge implications for Jose in fantasy as he's starting 3 Rams. Jose, let's start with you. What do you like in this game?
I like the Rams in this one. I just think they're playing good offensively. Cooper Kupp's getting back to his old form already, catching a lot of balls. And the Saints are inconsistent. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're good. Some bad. I mean, they beat up on weak teams. I think when they play stronger teams, they struggle. So I'm going to take LA Rams at home.
Barbosa?
Yeah, I agree with Jose. I'm going to take the Rams. They're playing much better football now. There have been more consistency with the way they've been playing. New Orleans is up and down. Well, it's like Jose said. They beat on the shitty teams, but they can't beat the good teams. 1 week they're good, 1 week they're bad. So you don't know what you're going to get with New Orleans. Last week they were good, so expect a bad week from New Orleans. So I'll take out the Rams.
Yo.
Yeah, I got the Rams. They're just healthier. At the end of the day, they're back.
Yeah.
They got their healthy players back. They're back to the old Rams.
I got the Rams as well. I think they're a very dangerous team right now. With a healthy running back, a healthy receiving core, their defense still pretty decent, and Stafford has been great the last month. They are a very dangerous team if they get into the playoffs, and I think they will after winning this game on Thursday. Now let's go to the Bengals, who are on a magic carpet ride with Jake Browning. They go to Pittsburgh to take on the absolutely pathetic Steelers. I'm not going to waste any time on this. I got Cincinnati. The Steelers can't score. The Bengals win. Gil.
Yeah, I'm with the Bengals too. I've never liked the Steelers since day one. You guys know that.
Barbosa.
Yeah, I can't trust the Steelers anymore. I'm going with the Bengals. It seems like it's Joe Burrow still back there quarterbacking the Bengals. I don't know. This guy as a backup. He's doing pretty good. So the only thing is Jamar Chase, I think, is out for this game. So that's the only thing that scares me a little bit. But I think the Bengals will still get it done.
Yes, Chase is out, but if you saw T. Higgins last week, it didn't matter.
Yeah,
Jose.
it's true. T. Higgins had a great game. So
I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in this one. Like I said last week, Mason Rudolph is gonna start. Sooner or later, he's gonna be able to start. I think he's the best quarterback available for the Steelers. He's got the long bombs. He'll open up the passing game, the running game, and Pickens is gonna have a big night. So I'm gonna take Pittsburgh in an upset win at home.
Well, you got to love Jose. He loves hard. Has not given up on the Steelers all year. That team is a shell of themselves. Even Mike Tomlin can't get through them, but we'll see what happens. Now let's go to the Bills, who absolutely annihilated the Cowboys, much to my delight last week, as we all predicted. They go to take on a stick company. I have the Bills. Jose.
Yeah, Bills should kill them.
And when I say a stick company, guys, the quarterback's named Easton Stick. So, Barbosa.
yeah, I got the Bills. Ever since they changed their coordinator, it seems like they're running the ball better. That's a scary thought for the rest of the AFC. Is Buffalo, if they run the ball well, watch out. Watch out. So I got the Bills.
I'm pretty sure that's the first game ever that Josh Allen won throwing for under 100 yards and 8 passes, because James Cook just ran all over the fraudulent Cowboy defense, which I've called all year. Gil, who do you got?
Bills.
Yeah, these are easy ones. Now we get to a hard one. As the Seabags, Barbosa, you're lucky. I didn't know Hurts was sick. And then Drew Lock executes a 92-yard drive, but you've been going against the Eagles all year, so I'll give you credit.
Listen. Philly is not the same team as last year.
No, they're not.
On both sides of the ball, and you can feel it.
Yep,
okay,
that's true.
Especially on the offensive side. Listen, I not saying because he's the Colts coach, but they miss Steiny as their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Look at the difference. Jalen Hurts is tied with. Well, you're nodding your head. Jalen Hurts is tied with the league leader in turnovers. He's got 17 turnovers.
So what?
What are you talking about? So the coordinator doesn't make a difference, no? Clearly, I think it does.
No, it doesn't.
No. What's wrong with Jalen Hurts this year?
Not the one that's rushing the ball and fumbling the ball. It's the player that's doing it, not the coordinator. Barbosa, please.
So what's the difference between this year and last year, Jose? You tell me.
You tell me. It's the defense. Their defense is shit this year.
Absolutely correct.
What about their offense? What about their offense? They were averaging 30-something points last year. What are they averaging this year?
That's because their defense was stopping people. And this year,
here we go. Now it's the defense. But it's both sides of the ball.
That's the offense. The offense puts up 20 points, 30 points, and they still lose the game. And it's the offense. But,
okay, because the last 3 weeks, what did they put up?
Okay,
they were averaging 17 points? What did they average? 17 points?
Because he's
17 points they average? Yeah, I thought so.
They're not as good on the road as they are at home. They're not the same defensively. I kind of agree with Jose. Look, when the Eagles needed to score points, they did. Now they're having trouble because Jalen Hurts is hurt. He's not 100% healthy. They're not running the ball like they did last year, and they are terrible in the secondary. They have the worst pass defense in the NFL.
Yeah,
and if they can't get home to the quarterback, they're going to allow Drew Lock to beat them over the top. And it's not just been Drew Lock. Sam Howell's done it.
Yeah.
We've seen some of the worst quarterbacks in the league do it against Philadelphia. Zach Wilson beat them. So it's about the defense to me. But anyway, they're going to Tennessee to take on the unpredictable Titans with Will Levis. And Derrick Henry's come out and said he has no future in Tennessee. This is a tough game. But Barbosa, I'll start with you. You've been going against, you've been taking Seattle a lot. What do you got in this one?
Seattle. I just can't trust Tennessee right now. They're very... They blew a lead against Houston last week without CJ
the practice
Stroud.
Squad. I know.
Yeah, and their starting wide receiver, their best wide receiver. So I can't trust Tennessee. So in Seattle proved that they can win even without Geno Smith. But I think Geno Smith is playing this week, so I'm gonna take Seattle.
Jose,
I'm gonna take Seattle as well. I think they're playing good football and they're in desperate need of a win so they can stay in the playoff race. So I'm going to take Seattle.
Yo,
I'm going to take Tennessee. I think Tennessee's a home team. If they're going to have a chance to win their games, it's at home. And Seattle, they're not really good at 1 o'clockers. They're a 4 o'clock team. So I'm going to go by that.
I'm also going to take the Titans. I think that Derrick Henry's going to have a good day on the ground. I think Seattle can be beat over the top. Tennessee's a very unpredictable team. They went into Miami and won and then lost at home to Houston without any players. But I think they are good at home. And I don't believe Seattle is this juggernaut because they beat, Philly by 3 points. I think if it's Drew Lock, Tennessee can get to him. They were able to sack Keenum a lot last week. So I'll take Tennessee in an upset. I don't think the Seabags are any good. I just think they got lucky last week against a Philly team that had a 4-point lead and can't stop anyone on the back end. Now let's go to Barbosa's Colts, who got a fairly easy win against Pittsburgh last week. They go to take on a team that I haven't gotten right all year, and that's the Atlanta Falcons with Desmond Ridder. Atlanta better draft a quarterback because I have not seen a guy play as bad as this guy and then look great the next week. He's the most inconsistent quarterback I've ever seen. I know who Barbosa has, so I'll go to Gil first. Who do you got?
I'm going to take Indy. They only have Robinson, the quarterback, off tune. There's no connection with the receivers in Atlanta. And the Colts are feeling a little hot right now, and their D's playing well. So I'm going to take Indy.
Jose?
I'm going to take Indy as well. I think Atlanta is struggling lately. And, I think they're going to go back to keep at quarterback this week. So they don't know who's the main guy in that. Besides Bijan Robinson on that team, has no offense at all. So I'm going to take Indy.
The benching of Robinson after the fumble was a telling sign. They couldn't do anything after they benched him. And then Ridder throws a ridiculous pick at the end of the game and cost them the game. Barbosa, I know you got the Colts. Why do you have the Colts?
I do have the Colts, but this game scares me a little bit. I don't think Pittman's playing this game. So that leaves a threat. But I'm gonna take the Colts, but the game scares me a little bit. The game that does scare me a little bit, but I'm gonna take the Colts.
I thought about taking Atlanta in this game, but I don't know who's starting. If it was Heineke, I might take a chance. Actually, he was named the starter the rest of the season. Okay, I'm gonna take Atlanta. I think Heineke's better than Ridder, so I'll take Atlanta now that I realize he's starting. I just checked that now. I'll take an upset. I'll take Atlanta. Heineke at least can get the ball in the right places for the most part. I can't trust Ridder. He's useless. But the coach of that Atlanta team, he's in trouble. He better start winning some games because I think he's in trouble. So I'll take Atlanta in an upset. Now let's go to the Cleveland Browns, who have Mr. Joe Flacco pulling off miracles again after throwing a few picks last week. He goes to Houston to take on what we don't know what Houston's going to be. They might have Stroud, they might not. They have no receivers. Who knows what they're going to have? They managed to find a way to beat Tennessee last week. Barbosa, you're anxious. Who do you got?
I got the Brownies. They still have probably the best defense in the league. Joe Flacco looked like he has a bit of a resurgence in his career. CJ Stroud still in concussion protocol. They don't have their best weapon on the whiteout. So I'm gonna take the Browns.
Jose.
I'm going to take the Browns, but I won't be surprised if CJ Stroud and Nico Collins play and they win this game. Cleveland's more of a home team, I think. They play better at the dog pound than they do on the road. And a lot of their losses this year have been on the road. So, but saying that, I don't know if CJ Stroud or Nico Collins is going to play, so I'm just going to take Cleveland.
Gil.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland. The defense is there. Flacco still has some experience. Yeah, I'm going to take Cleveland.
CJ Stroud is likely out for this game with a concussion. I'll take the Browns. I've thought about taking Houston, but without Stroud, Case Keenum is not going to have any fun against that Cleveland defense. So I got the Browns. Now let's go to Gil's Packers. Gil, what were you doing last week? It's just not right, man. Took Tampa Bay. It helped your record, I'll say that, but
Yeah,
now they go to Carolina to take on what was the worst team in the league. They got their second win last week.
which I call
Listen, you did call it, but you're not calling for a third win, are you? Look at he's hesitating, eh?
I don't. It's just that I see they lose to bad teams. I don't know. They beat the good teams and then they lose to these shit teams. But they need to win. Nah, I'm gonna take the Packers, but they're not gonna be easy, man. I'm telling you. They're
No,
gonna
Carolina's
struggle.
good at home. They're
They're gonna
not good at home. They're a good defense at home, I should say.
they're gonna struggle, but I think the Packers might win by a field goal.
I expect a very low scoring game. Carolina plays very good defense at home. They got zero offense at all. They managed to win 9-7 last week. I would like to think the Packers will get more than 7 points, so I'll take the Packers. Jose.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Green Bay game more than Carolina. I think they'll be a good bounce back game, and Aaron Jones is gonna have a good game this week.
Barbosa.
Yeah, I got the Packers. Their defense is pretty good, and like you said,
Pretty good.
Carolina's offense.
Their
Carolina's
defense is
offense
pretty
is
good.
terrible.
Packers defense was atrocious last week, Barbosa.
Last week, but they've been pretty good. They've been playing well. It's just last week, it's one of those games. It happens. But other than that, their defense hasn't been playing that bad. So, and plus, Carolina can't put up points. And I trust Jordan Love more than I do.
Bryce Young.
Yeah. So.
Bryce Young. Okay, so we're all on the Packers. Now we get our first ugly bowl. Gil, are you ready? The Washington Commanders against the New York Jets.
No Zach Wilson.
No Zach Wilson. I think it's Trevor Siemian starting, and I don't even know if Sam Howell's playing. Gil, I'm going to you first because I know I love when you pick these games first.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I don't like Biden.
That's it. There you
I'm
go.
not taking Biden's team. I'm going with the Jets.
Barbosa, you're a fan of the Jets.
Who's at home?
Jets.
I remember who's at home. Huh?
Washington
Jets?
at Jets. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I can trust that offense. They put up 0 points against Miami. And Miami's defense isn't the greatest defense.
They went from putting up 30 against Houston to putting up 0 against Miami. Like, who knows?
Yeah. I'm going to take the Jets because they're at home.
Jose, what's your best guess?
I'm taking Washington. I just think Washington, they have more of offensively. They're more in sync than the Jets are right now. They have at least Terry McLaurin and freaking Howell's like a better quarterback than anybody on the Jet squad. So I'm going to take Washington.
All right, I flipped the coin for this game, guys, because I didn't know what to take, and it landed on heads. So that means I'm taking the Jets. I literally flipped the coin because I had no clue to take in this game. Yeah, I'm taking the Jets by flipping a coin. This is just a joke of a game. By the way, shout out to Aaron Rodgers for fooling the media all year, except not fooling me, but making himself a spectacle when everybody knew you weren't coming back from your Achilles injury, making yourself the center of attention, destroying the Jets this year by saying you were going to come back so they wouldn't get another quarterback, and hiring all of Rodgers' friends. Congratulations, Jets. You're a joke. Let's go to the next game. I don't want to talk about the New York jokes anymore. Jokesss. Anyway, let's go to the Lions. They go to Minnesota. This is a huge game for Gil because he needs the Vikings to lose this game. The Lions predictably rebounded. I can't remember who picked Detroit. Was it Jose picked Detroit? Yeah, they rebounded and destroyed the Broncos. Foolish us for thinking the Broncos would continue. We saw Sean Payton yelling at Russell Wilson in what might be his last few games for the Broncos. So Detroit took care of business. They go to Minnesota. Minnesota, who knows what they're going to be, but they need this game to make the playoffs. Detroit has the division locked up. Really tough game to pick. Jose, you started off.
I'm taking Detroit. I think Detroit they're still playing for a higher seed, so they're gonna want to win this game too as well. So, and they need to fix up some of their mistakes that they do on the defense. I think they need to make a little bit more consistency on the defensive end. But besides that, I think Minnesota starting Nick Mullins. I don't think he's nothing special. So I'm gonna take Detroit.
Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Detroit. Like Jose said, they still can finish second in the NFC. So, and I was impressed with how they played last week. So I'm gonna take the Lions.
Gil, you need the Vikings to lose. So do you have the Lions?
Well, you guys know very well I hate these two teams.
Yes.
If I have, I'm gonna pick Detroit. I think Detroit still has to play. They have to play to continue proving they're elite. And Minnesota, Mullins, they're banged up. They've never been in sequence all year. I think Detroit will win.
I'm going to take the upset. I like the Vikings in this game. I think that Mullins did throw 2 picks last week. He did throw for 300 yards. I like what I saw with him and Addison and with Justin Jefferson back and Hawkinson. I think they can cause the Detroit defense some problems, who struggled on the road recently. I'm going to take the Vikings to upset Detroit in this one. Detroit got back home last week and took care of a flawed Denver team, but I think Minnesota can beat them. I'm going to take Minnesota for the upset. And they then clinch a playoff spot, unfortunately, if they win the game. But I got to take who I like. Now let's go to the Jaguars, who are falling apart by the minute. Injuries, quarterback down, defense struggling. They are falling apart. And I already know who Barbosa's taking because he thinks that his team can win the division, with Houston and Jacksonville getting massive injuries. I will say this: they're in trouble against this Tampa Bay team that's rolling right now offensively. I got the Bucks. Barbosa.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bucks too. The Bucks need a win for the division and for the playoffs. So I'm gonna take the Bucks. Like you said, Jacksonville lately. I don't know what's going on with Jacksonville. Everybody predicted them even competing for the AFC title. But I don't know. I don't know what to say about Jacksonville. So I'm gonna take the Bucks.
Yeah, they haven't won a game since Lawrence sprained his ankle, and I think he has a concussion now. He might not even play. So, Jose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Jacksonville. I just think this was one of those games that Baker Mayfield's gonna make some stupid throws and mistakes. They're good defensively. Jacksonville, they've just been struggling a little bit. They've been playing good teams. I don't think Tampa Bay is an elite team. So I'm gonna count that Lawrence plays. I'm gonna take Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville has really struggled defensively. They've allowed Joe Flacco and Jake Browning to throw for over 300 yards. I don't expect this to be any different. Gil.
I'm gonna go with the hot team here. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay. They're just hot right now. And Jacksonville, with all the injuries, they might be in trouble. But don't count Jacksonville out yet. If they're going to be like the Rams. If they get their players back, they'll be dangerous again. They just need to get healthier.
If Lawrence plays, Jacksonville can win this game because Tampa Bay's defense is no better than I expect a shootout in this game. Should be a high scoring game. But we'll see what happens. Okay, time for a shit bowl. The Arizona Cardinals go to Chicago to take on the Bears. Winner of this game gets a worse pick in the draft. I almost flipped the coin for this one, but I didn't because I like what I've seen from the Bears more than what I've seen from the Cardinals. I'll take the Bears in this one. Gil.
Yo, I know you're going to take the Cardinals.
I'm going to take Arizona, yeah.
Yeah.
I still like Kyle Murray, mobile. I still like Connor. Yeah, I'm going to Arizona, yeah. Tony's right.
The Bears' defense is number 1 in the NFL in the last month in rushing and pretty close to passing too. So that's one big reason I'm taking the Bears. Jose.
Well, unfortunately for the Bears, there's 5 months of football. That's sad.
Yeah, that's what they do. They play when it doesn't matter. Jose.
I'm taking the Bears. Nothing else, just the Bears.
Yeah, I think Jose agrees with what I said. He doesn't have to add anything else. Barbosa.
The Bears.
Yeah, they're really good when it doesn't mean anything. Plus, the Bears are chilling, eh? They got the number 1 pick. They don't have to win or lose. They got the number 1 pick because
they'll have the number 2 pick.
Carolina
New
gave
England
it away to
number
them.
1 pick. New England will have the number 1 pick.
New England has 3 wins, don't they?
Do they have 3 or 2 wins?
They got 3 wins now. I'm pretty sure they have 3 wins.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if Carolina catches them this week.
New England's 3-11.
Yeah, Carolina has 2 wins. We'll see. There's a nice little battle going on there. Now let's go to the game of the week. The Dallas Cowboys, who all of us predicted are frauds, especially on the road. They go to Miami to take on the Dolphins, who just destroyed the Jets without Tyreek Hill. The Cowboys are frauds on the road. Their defense is bad on the road. Dak Prescott's a fraud. He's been a fraud his entire career. I don't expect this to be any different. Miami wins this game, and Dallas sinks further down in the abyss to go down to the 5th seed. And Detroit passes them at the end of the year when Detroit beats them too. Jose.
Miami in the round.
Gil.
Blowout.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a blowout too. Gil.
Yeah, Miami. Dallas. Dallas always choked. Always was a choker. Will always choke.
Barbosa.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I will take the Cowboys.
Why?
They're going to be. Listen, I just think.
You don't even know what to think.
Miami's going to try to throw the ball instead of running the ball. They're going to try to throw the ball, and Dallas' secondary is not bad.
No,
they're going to run the ball.
We're going to see.
Miami will run the ball in this game. 100%.
You're going to see. They're going to try to. They're going to try. They're going to try to catch them off guard and start throwing the ball, because Dallas is going to try to stop the run, but they're going to try to throw in the ball, and Tua is going to get picked. I have a feeling Dak's going to have a big game, so I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Well, you must have missed what Geno Smith did to that defense, because if you think Tyler Lockett's better than Hill and some of these guys on Seattle, they're in trouble. That Bland is going for too many picks. He's going to get blown by Hill all day long. And they've got Akane and Mostert. Mostert leads the NFL, by the way, with 20 touchdowns. They're going to run the football and use the play action against Dallas. They're in a lot of trouble. But Barbosa, you like picking upsets, so that's cool. You can take Dallas, no problem. Now let's go to an ugly bowl. Gil, I'm going to go to you first again. The Patriots at the Broncos.
I think the Patriots Zappy in there has a little bit more life.
Yeah, Lino.
I think
Zappy? You're actually going to take Zappy?
No, I'm not taking Zappy. I said they
a little more life.
A little more life, but I'm gonna take Denver.
Denver really needs this game, guys. They can't lose this game at home. I got the Broncos. Barbosa.
I'm going to take the Broncos. I can't trust New England, even with Bailey Zappi. So I'm gonna take the Broncos.
You just want to go against Lino.
Yeah.
What? What?
You just want to go against Lino.
No. No. It's not that.
Jose.
Denver's gonna win this game. I already told you, Patriots are playing for the draft pick. They're not going anywhere. They're gonna lose everything, every single game, the rest of the season. The only thing that keeps them alive is their defense, because they're half decent, or else it would have been blowouts every single game. So I'm gonna take Denver.
Yep, we're all on the Broncos there. This is the beginning of the end for Bill Belichick. So I'll be happy when the season's over for Lino and the Pats. Now let's go to the Las Vegas Raiders, who absolutely annihilated the Chargers 63-21 in one of the biggest beatdowns I've ever seen on Thursday night. Gil, these games are ugly, but there's still something crazy happening every Thursday night, it seems like. It finally led to the end of the Staley era in LA. Thank God for that. But now they got to go to Kansas City to take on a KC team that desperately needs the game to get the number 1 seed or even win their own division. I don't think they're going to catch Baltimore, but I believe KC play. No, I don't think they play Baltimore, but they need the game. I'll take Kansas City. Jose.
I agree with you. I think that this game last week was like a little, shrug your shoulders off, get the rust off all those losses. It was a good game, especially to play against.
Except for Tony.
And but Tony, that guy, I don't know, man. I don't even know. I think there's better practice squad players than that guy, and he's still on the team.
Sorry, Barbosa. That's not you, Tony. That's the other Tony.
No, I know.
And saying that, I think KC will win this game, but the Vegas always keeps it close against them, every game.
Yes.
So I'm surprised if it comes down to the wire, and or even Vegas upset them. But I think KC at home is going to win.
I think Vegas will cover the spread too. Gil?
Yeah, KC is going to win. I agree. I think Vegas covers the spread because Vegas does always keep it close with KC.
Yeah, all the time. We were up 14-0 at home earlier this year before KC blew them out. Yeah, Tony, I don't know how he's still playing. Barbosa, not you. But we'll digress from that. So we're all on Kansas City.
Well, you didn't ask. I got KC.
Oh, sorry, Barbosa. I didn't think you were going to go against Kansas City.
No, what? And all I gotta say is, Tony's got to watch Little Giants. He's got to take lessons from the wide receiver from Little Giants. He's got to think of the toilet paper as the football.
I have never seen a guy that misses the catch and misses it up. Most of the guys when they drop passes, it goes down. This guy bobbles it up into guys' hands like he's the worst.
What the funny thing is? His biggest play of the year was the offside. was the offside. Play.
Like he's cost them 2 games this year: the Detroit game and that offside game. Like what a joke!
God.
All right, we're back on the Reese Report. We have 2 more games to select, and then Barbosa has to go play hockey. He has to desert us. We'll let him go and talk a little bit about these games after. The G-Men and Tommy DeVito, Tony Barbosa's best friend, who looks like his 15 minutes are up, go to Philadelphia to take on an Eagles team that's lost 3 straight. I don't care how bad the Eagles have looked the last 3 weeks. They're not losing to Tommy DeVito at home. I got the Eagles. Let's go to Barbosa, see how brave he is.
No, I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles just because obviously they're a better team. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles do lose this game. I'm telling you that right now. I wouldn't be surprised, but I am taking the Eagles.
Number 1 seed pretty much out of reach for the Eagles, but we'll see. Gil?
Eagles.
Yeah. Jose?
Eagles in a close one. I think the Jets will keep it close. Oh, sorry, the Giants will keep it close.
Now, I restarted this video because we needed some time to talk about the best game of the year with the two best teams in the NFL on Monday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens go to San Francisco to take on the 49ers. This is an epic matchup of the two best teams in the NFL. But I got news for Gil and his Ravens. You're in a lot of trouble because you ain't played a team like this before. The 49ers are going to win this game by more than 10. The Ravens are in trouble. I'm telling you right now, they're in trouble. I've watched this team lose to Cleveland and Indianapolis at home. I've watched them go up 31 to the Rams at home. Now you're playing a juggernaut. It's all downhill from here for your Ravens. 49ers win, clinch the 1 seed. Jose.
I think it's going to be a close game. Like I said at the beginning of the year, this was going to be the deciding game of the 49ers. Not only for the first overall, but there's a lot of things involved in this game. MVP races. There's also a statement game to say to the league, we're the best team in the NFL. I don't think they're gonna win by 10. I think it's gonna be a field goal game, like last minute drive type of thing. I think these two defenses are gonna kill each other. I think they're gonna be rock 'em sock 'em type of football type of thing. But I am taking the Niners. They squeak by with Brock Purdy, last minute drive, and Moody kicks the game winning field goal. So I'm taking the 49ers.
In my opinion, the winner of this game wins the MVP. Basically, the winner, Lamar Jackson or Brock Purdy is going to win the MVP based on the result of this game.
I agree.
Barbosa, totally. You're shaking your head?
No.
Go ahead, tell us what you think.
Okay. The Ravens will get exposed this game. Okay. The Ravens will get exposed this game, especially on offense. I'm going to tell you. Trust me when I tell you, Lamar is going to struggle this game. Now, as far as the MVP race goes, and I got the Niners. The MVP race is between two guys, McCaffrey and Purdy. There's nobody else. It's McCaffrey and Purdy.
I think if Baltimore wins in San Francisco, I think Lamar Jackson is the MVP. 100%.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still say it's between McCaffrey and Purdy.
I say whoever wins that game.
Yeah, because if they split votes, then Lamar wins it. And if they win, the narrative is that Purdy's the story. And if you notice the media, when they pick MVPs, it's the story they like to pick. The better story is Purdy, therefore he wins the award.
I get it 100%, but I still see it. I still say McCaffrey still gets some love.
Yeah. Gil, I'm very curious who you have in this game, actually, because I don't think it's an automatic for you.
No, I think the Niners win this game. I think Baltimore's going to learn from this loss. And then when they meet them in the finals, that's where Baltimore. Yeah.
Well, there you go. I had a feeling Gil would take San Francisco in this game.
You still say Baltimore is going to go to the Super Bowl.
But my pick's still alive. Actually, my pick's first in the NFC. I don't know about your picks.
No, our pick's first in the NFC. Your pick's first in the AFC.
Yeah.
Sorry, AFC.
Yes. Baltimore's up. Yeah.
His picks are both at first place. Never mind. Like, what are you guys talking about?
Did you say San Francisco, right? Yes, that's right.
Thank you, Jose.
So there you go. Yeah. So
hey, mine's still alive too, bro. Don't count out the Bills yet. They chill. The Bills.
Yeah,
the Bills won't finish first in the AFC. The Bills won't finish first in the AFC.
They don't need to finish first. They just need to make the playoffs, and that'll be the most dangerous team that
that's a scary team. That's a scary team going into the playoffs. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll tell you right now.
And Lamar, I don't trust Lamar in the playoffs.
Yeah, that is a big question mark. He's only won one playoff game in his whole career. They're still lacking at receiver. They lost a very important weapon in Keaton Mitchell this week. Like, I think Gil knows that this could get ugly. I think Gil knows. Like, this is not a good matchup for Baltimore. Now, if Lamar Jackson runs all over the field and wins this game on his own, that could happen because the 49ers do struggle with running quarterbacks. And if he does win this game by himself, he's the MVP.
Then
it's not. It's
then I can say, yeah. Then you can say he's
Right?
the MVP.
I think if he does beat the Niners here, he has to be MVP.
he's the MVP. Yeah.
If he does it himself.
Well, who else is going to do it? They got nobody on Baltimore.
If
He's the whole team.
Unless Baltimore's defense plays fucking out of their minds.
Yeah, but they got to score points. You got to score points.
But he has to score points on that.
Right.
He has to score points on the Niner team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if it's 14 points, you think that's going to make a case for Lamar winning the MVP?
Here's the thing, Barbosa. Baltimore's defense has struggled in the last month. They've allowed over 30 points a game to Cleveland and freaking the Rams. So it's going to be a high scoring game.
100%. If the Ravens win, it is because of Lamar.
Because of Lamar.
And definitely deserves the MVP. I don't see it happening, to tell you the honest truth.
The only thing I'm worried about in this game is that the San Francisco defense gave up a lot of rushing yards last week. And if that happens, and Lamar's running all over the field, and they own the time of possession, then Baltimore can win the game.
You guys got the best middle linebacker in the league. Okay?
I know.
You guys got the best middle linebacker in the league, and you guys got the best front four in the league.
Yeah.
So it's going to be tough for Lamar to run all over the field. I'm telling you right now, they're going to expose that offense. They're going to, especially without weapons. He doesn't have his tight end. That's a safety blanket. He doesn't have his tight end. So
I know.
It's not going to be
a lot of
easy.
Injuries. Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. I'm telling you. The Niners are going to put a beating on Baltimore.
Yeah, that Rams game makes me believe it'll be San Fran by 10 or more, but we'll see. I don't like when the 49ers play running quarterbacks. But they scored 45 on Arizona last week. I don't think they'll get that many this week, but
no, I'm not saying 45, but
no, but Baltimore's going to have to score. Right.
Huh?
Baltimore's going to have to score to win this game, 100%. They can't rely on their defense in this game. They're going to have to score 30 points to win this game. And if they're scoring 30 points, it's going to be because of Lamar, not because of anybody else. They don't have anybody else.
No.
Gus Edwards is going to score 30 points. Odell Beckham's going to score 30 points for them. Zay Flowers, it's going to be the Lamar Jackson show if they win the game, 100%. So I think the winner is the MVP. If McCaffrey rushes for 200 yards, maybe the narrative switches. But I think Purdy's going to have to throw to win this game. So we'll see. We're all on the 49ers. Even Gil, he knows. He knows that this is a scary game for his Ravens. He knows. But you think,
But I think the Ravens, when they meet them in the finals, they use this game as to fix the...
Gil, I'm sorry, but Baltimore will not go to the Super Bowl.
Okay, maybe Cincinnati. Maybe Cincinnati will go with the Burrows.
They could make the playoffs.
They're still in the playoffs. They're still in the playoffs.
Where is the Super Bowl this year? Where is the Super Bowl this year?
Vegas.
In Vegas. Okay.
Vegas.
So it's not like that'll be a factor in the in where the game's played, I guess, because Vegas is a dome, I believe. So so it won't be a factor weather-wise or anything like that. I know San Francisco's going to get the Super Bowl soon. I don't know what year it is, but they are getting the Super Bowl.
Listen, if Baltimore is to make it to the Super Bowl, they have to go through the Bills and they have to go through KC. That's not going to be easy.
Yeah, when you're relying on one guy, it's tough.
Trust
me, they'll destroy KC. They'll have troubles with the Bills.
They'll destroy KC?
Buddy, KC shit, bro. KC's is one of the weakest links. Like, KC's garbage. They gave him too much respect. I told you guys at the beginning of the year. Now the Bills, buddy.
I still trust Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Bro, Mahomes has no one to throw.
I still trust Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. He'll find a way.
Yeah, but this year's a little different, I think, Barbosa. That offense is struggling, and he can't get the ball to anybody. They can't catch the ball, man.
I'll still trust Mahomes in the playoffs. You'll find a way.
Bro, when these singers start dating the athletes, that team always goes to shit, bro.
That's right.
Hey, Booker dated Kendall Jenner. He was injured. He was like
Hey, listen.
Lamar
When
Odom
you're double teaming,
when you're double teaming and shit.
When you're double teaming and triple teaming Kelsey, what's he supposed to do? When you're double teaming and triple teaming Kelsey, what's he supposed to do?
Kelsey's looking at the stands, bro. Haven't you noticed? He's doing a catch
That's right.
in the stands. He's waving and shit. That guy doesn't care, bro. But yeah,
Dude.
like I was saying, fucking Lamar Odom, old dude, he was on drugs when he was with the Kardashian. What was the other one? Kylie Jenner with Booker. Booker was getting like 50 points a game. He ended up getting like 2. That couldn't shoot a hoop.
Yeah.
You know?
Distraction central over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I listen. It's
Tristan Thompson, they ruined the Canadian boy. He's done, bro. He's done. You know, she used to come to Toronto and Brampton, not anymore. Now she doesn't like Canada because of him.
Yeah. I don't want to get into Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian. I'll let that one go.
That's what I'm just saying.
That guy ruined his career.
Yeah. So, yeah, you get distractions. You can't have distractions. That kind of stuff happens. But yes, that's going to be a great game. I can't wait to watch it on Monday. Nothing will be disturbing me that day. There'll be a lot of chit chat. But those are our picks for this week. We have a hell of a battle. Only 5 games separating the top now. And we have some different picks this week. So we could have a very interesting story next week. Please, 49ers, don't pull on my Penguins. Don't make me go to a game and watch you get beat up 7-0. Like, it's just don't do that, okay? When I'm watching Monday night, don't get your ass kicked, okay? That's all I'm asking.
Your Penguins stink. Okay, don't talk about your Penguins. Your Penguins stink.
Barbosa, tell the people what I said after game 1 of the Penguins this year.
Yeah, I know.
I said I was done with them. I told you they're garbage after game 1. So I have no expectations. I told you they're junk.
Dude, what's gonna happen to the Penguins? I'm gonna tell you what's the plan for the Penguins?
They're gonna become the worst team in the league for the next couple of years. They'll be the worst team in the league.
Couple of years? Jesus Christ. You guys, you're gonna be going through some dark times, buddy.
Oh yeah. They have no picks. They have a bunch of old players with big contracts. They're gonna be terrible. After Crosby leaves, that'll be it.
That Carlson trade looks terrible.
Yeah. Well, that's enough. I just wanted to throw that out there because people are making fun of me. I did not have a good time at this game. I just wanted a competitive game, and it was 7-0. It was over after the first period. It was a joke. I wish I was up there in the stands with Gil drinking. It would have been better doing that than sitting in the stands with all these Leaf fans around me.
Hey, Max Domi beat you, okay? Max Domi by himself beat you. Beat the Penguins.
Yeah, I know. That's how bad it was. Like, it's the worst game I've seen the Penguins play in my life. I'll be straight up. I've watched a lot of their games. I'd never seen them play this bad. But this is a football show. We'll talk about hockey another time. That's our show for this week. For the Mouth of North Angeles, that's Jose Carlos Gomes and Tony Barbosa. He's no longer Tommy. Tommy finally lost the game. And Gil Bay Santos for now. We'll see you next week on the Reese Report and hit my music.